Hello everyone, and welcome back to Anything Goes Quarantine Edition. I'm Noah.
I'm Slater, and today begins our countdown for the final 3 episodes of Anything Goes.
It has definitely been nice, but like you said, we still have 3 more glorious episodes to go, so let's keep this train rolling and finish strong.
You're right about that, Noah. It's been a wild and fun ride so far, and it appears as we chug away, our first stop is going to be in my neck of the woods with the Rosetta Tone. I know what happens, but you don't, so let's keep it rolling. Yeah, bring it on.
Hey everyone, welcome back to this week's episode of the Rosetta Tone, show where we take the language of audio effects and translate them to different instruments. I'm Grayson, and on this week's episode, we're taking things back to the basics, and we're going to be playing around with everyone's favorite effect, reverb. Now, reverb is a super versatile effect, and basically what it does is it takes your sound and makes it sound like you're playing in a super large room or a very spacious environment with sound bouncing off the walls and that sort of thing. It's a great effect because if you dial it in just right, it can make anything sound 100 times better. I use it personally in my projects. It just adds another layer and adds more depth to whatever it is you're doing. Reverb has been utilized for hundreds of years with orchestras and church choirs and that sort of thing, but it was popularized during the 1950s during the surf rock era. And it's been modified and used ever since. So today we're going to go back to our trusty guitar player Slater, and he's going to show you what it sounds like with the reverb and without the reverb both. So here's what it sounds like without reverb. And now let's hear what the guitar sounds like with reverb switched on. Natural reverb happens when the sound wave hits hard surfaces and bounces back and forth around the room. However, digital reverb that we use today uses algorithms to sort of emulate the same sound by taking the dry signal and sending it through several delay channels and putting them closely together. Depending on how much digital reverb is used, there could be more delay channels and you can get a lot more, this is where things get weird, sounds start to get sounding, weird. To show the contrast between reverb on melodic instruments such as guitar and a percussive instrument, we're going to take my electric drum set over here, and I'll play a few things for you guys just to show you that it can be used on percussion too to give it another big boomy sound. One of the popular ones was When the Levee Breaks by Led Zeppelin. There's this whole debate over whether the sound was just a natural reverb from where John Bonham was playing or if it was just how he played it. So let's take a listen and see what that sounds like. So here's what the drums sound like with the reverb off. And here's what the drums sound like with the reverb switched on. Well, that's all we have for today. I thought that sounded pretty cool. It's a very useful effect. It's very, pretty basic, but it goes a long way in giving your music or your projects more depth, more, just another kind of thicken up the sound a little bit. So there's a lot of effects out there begging to be heard, and that can only happen here on the Rosetta Tone. Thanks for watching.
Another great week of musical wizardry, Slater. I'm very curious actually to see what you and the rest of the crew from Rosetta Tone has in store for us. I also noticed that little nod to Limp Bizkit before the break.
Well, I was just trying to keep the whole train scheme thing that we had going.
Nice job, by the way.
Of course. Now, I don't want to derail our conversation here, but when you guys leaked that you were doing a local serial killer this week on Murder in the Making, my first thought that Raiden was going to be the feature subject.
Yeah, well, you're not alone. There was an overwhelming response from the community as well, before that show aired. And as we found out, no, the show had nothing to do with Raiden's involvement in the Creek case.
Interesting. Hey, let's play a little word association game quick.
Okay, I'll take a stab at it.
Raiden.
Guilty.
Okay then. Up next we got Murder in the Making.
So today on Murder in the Making, we're taking a look at someone who wasn't anywhere close to us when he was alive, yet he's still ranked high amongst the charts of killers and even cult leaders too. Today, we're taking a look at the godfather of narco-Satanists, or in Spanish, los narco-satánicos, Adolfo Constanzo.
He was born in Miami, Florida, in the U.S., of course. His mother gave birth to him whenever she was 15.
As a baby, the two of them moved to Puerto Rico after Delia's first husband died. There, Constanzo was baptized and made an altar boy, though he did occasionally accompany his mother on trips to Haiti to learn voodoo. And I'm talking, Haitian voodoo, which is developed from everything else. Returning to Miami in 1972, he apprenticed with a local sorcerer and began practicing a religion that involved animal sacrifices. His new stepfather also took part in the religion, as well as being a drug dealer. When he finally moved out as an adult, he moved to Mexico City, where he found his 4 first followers. Their business revolved around doing sacrificial spells to bring good luck to drug dealers and hitmen who enjoyed their displays, sick as that is.
Adolfo and his cult believed in human sacrifices and magic spells, many of which came from the religion of the Palo Mayombe.
It's Palo, also known as Los Reglas de Congo, is a religion with various denominations which developed in Cuba among Central African slaves and their descendants who originated in the Congo Basin. One of his stepfathers was involved in the drug trade and occult, all of which kind of mixed them into being a drug runner, an occult, and a serial killer. So he was influenced at an early age from the people that took care of him.
The group raided graveyards for human remains, believing that they provided the cult with protection, so they took bones from others, threw them inside of a cauldron to bring them, good luck and protection from the spirits. But Constanzo had the brilliant idea to use fresh human remains rather than old raided ones in hopes that they'll provide greater protection. And so, murders began.
There was a 21-year-old American tourist named Mark Kilroy that disappeared in Matamoros during spring break in 1989. Local police were facing pressure from the Texas authorities, because Kilroy was from Texas, and they began to search in earnest for him. They had to really find him because they didn't want pressure from other authorities weighing in on them. They discovered Constanzo's cult actually by surprise. They were launching a raid of drugs and stuff like that, and they accidentally found this cult. So they eventually started arresting people and interrogating them and trying to question them and see what was going on, and they just kept going through and through and through. And finally, Constanzo and 4 of his followers were cornered in a dilapidated apartment in Mexico City. Constanzo ordered one of them to shoot him and another one of the followers, and he did. So Constanzo never had to face the weight of his crimes. He was the leader of, I believe the media dubbed them the narco-Satanists. He was the leader of it, and he was dubbed the Godfather.
So far, I feel as if Adolfo is one of the most notorious and sinister on the list of killers that we've covered so far. He was not only capable of killing but he also had the power and influence to have others do his bidding for him.
This is definitely a rather interesting person that we're focusing on today. It's not the normal, like Dahmer, Bundy, even Ed Gein and stuff like that. It's not one of the ones like, as you'd call the heavy hitters in the world of serial killers. And this is one that typically serial killers very antisocial. They don't really talk to too many people. If Dahmer, the way that he's been described, would be public speaking, everyone would just kind of stop listening to him. Bundy is probably one of the few where everyone thinks like, oh, people would listen when he would talk. But that was just because he was charming and handsome. Costanzo was never really credited as that. It's interesting to see people, hordes of people following this one person, knowing oh, that's a serial killer. They have murdered several people. They're vile and evil. So how did they fool the masses? How did they trick everyone into believing what I'm doing is okay? What I'm doing is good? Who knows, right?
Boy, am I glad these guys are all either dead or far away. I got enough to worry about.
Agreed. I think we need something to take the edge off. Knife pun not intended.
Well, I heard the Anything Goes Live crew has something new up their sleeve, so maybe they can help us out.
Well, they do have the talent of the amazingly handsome and incredible... I'm not reading the rest of this.
Why? What's wrong? Oh, I see. Someone had an ego trip while they were writing this script.
Well, I don't want to call it any names, Luis, so I am going to just move on and let's roll the Anything Goes Live segment.
Like it was payday. Tell me what your party.
What time is it? It is. Oh, it's time for a live show. Oh, I better hurry up and get the boys in here. It's dialing. All right, perfect. Hey, Luis.
Yeah.
Wake up.
I'm up. What's up? What's going on?
Hey, it's time for a live show, man.
Oh, right. It is that time. Sorry about that.
Here you go. Hey, Luke, what are you up to, buddy?
Luke?
Luke, hello.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
Welcome, guys. Welcome back. So, as the audience and, of course, you guys know, this is Anything Goes Live. And today, what we're doing is... Dummies and Doodles. This is actually an idea that Luis had about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I decided to spring it on him today. 6 different categories, and each category will have one thing for them to draw. They're going to have a minute to draw each, and then I will judge whoever the best one is. And now, it's going to be totally up to my personal bias, so we'll see. One of them did send me cookies in the mail, so maybe they'll win. Who knows?
I would not eat those if I were you.
It's fair, and these times I shouldn't eat those. Tell you what. I'll save the cookies till after quarantine, then I can eat them, right? I mean, that's how it works.
That's a really smart idea.
You're gonna want the cookies I sent you. That's all I know.
That's all right. Well, hey, I'm okay with that. Let's go ahead and get into it. You boys ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go. Let's go.
Ready. Got my pencil and everything.
Before I give you guys your character, you've both been to a McDonald's, right?
Yes,
Yes.
we've been to McDonald's.
Now, do you guys remember, I believe this is more so like in the 90s and 80s, they did these little characters.
Mm-hmm.
What we're going to be doing today is we're going to be visiting my favorite one, the Hamburglar.
The Hamburglar.
The Hamburglar. You boys go ahead and 1, 2, 3, a start. Three, 2, 1. Pencil and chalk down, my friends. That is time. So, Luis, go ahead and...
All right.
What do you got?
The epic reveal.
Okay. All right. I honestly, having you guys draw a person, I thought would be worse. That's actually not terrible. I like how he's got just 2 teeth. One's very long. Okay. Wow. You know what? I think I'm going to have to give it to Luke.
Yeah, I'll take it.
So this round is going to be logos. So
Logos.
you guys, you drive cars, right?
Yes.
Yes.
You guys are going to be drawing the Cadillac logo.
The Cadillac logo?
The Cadillac logo.
Ready? And a 1, 2, 3, a go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Pencils down.
Interesting.
Oh, a little something in my throat. Sorry.
But there we go.
Okay. All right. Well done. All right, Luke. Go ahead and hit me with yours. Oh, you even got the color in there. Look at you.
Oh, now that I know he has colored chalk, I don't have to worry about using colored pencils then.
I think I got to give it to Luis just because he got the leaves in there.
Haha.
Just try and focus and go State Farm. At any rate, I hope you guys are ready. Because, a go. Ten seconds. A stop.
Wait a minute.
Luke, hit me with yours first. Okay. All right. Luis, throw up yours.
There we go.
But you both put like 2 on top and then 1 below. It's actually 2 below and 1 on top.
Ah, nice. Okay.
And you also both put State Farm below it. State Farm is above it. So you guys like kind of like flipped them.
A little Mandela effect going on there.
I think I got to go with Luke's because he didn't add a little extra, and I think it just like it was a little more symmetrical. So I got to give it to Luke over there, little dancing Luke. So it's probably safe to assume y'all like movies, right?
Yeah.
Love movies.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. Everyone loves movies. You know who else loves movies? Marcus, Greg Marcus.
Hi, I'm Greg Marcus.
Ooh, Marcus.
So you guys are gonna draw me the Marcus Theater, and for people not in Wisconsin watching this. Anyway, you guys are going to go ahead and start in a 3, a 2, a right now.
Okay. Oops, I think I got a pretty shot. Close enough.
Alright, stop.
Wait a minute.
Stop.
Wait a minute.
Stop the madness. Luis, what do you got? Okay.
I know it's reversed, but...
Alright, and then Luke, hit me with yours. I'll tell you, it's not terrible.
That's terrible.
I don't think an M could be terrible. Lukeson was probably a little bit closer, but you had more of the logo, so I gotta give it to Luis. Luis takes this round.
Woo!
This is a logo that I know that we've all seen like 100 times. Depending on which route you take, you see like probably 20 little like billboards and posters for it and stuff like that. You guys are going to draw the NWTC logo, the college we all currently attend. The NWTC logo.
What?
I know that we were all in attendance at school with the old logo, so you can draw either one that sticks out in your mind's eye. Just whichever one is closest to the one you picked is the one I'll go off of. Go ahead and a start.
Okay.
Luke, you're racing at 15 seconds, man.
Not even close to anything, but you know what? Whatever.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. End it. End the round. Okay, so Luke made an interesting choice in that he erased everything at like 20 seconds left.
This looks more like an egg than anything else.
Okay.
Oh, that's good. I like that.
Now, which one is that? Is that the new one or the old one?
I think that's the new one. Yeah.
And you went with the old one, right, Luke?
Yes.
Okay, then you know what? I gotta give it to Luke. So, this next one is gonna be a speed round. You guys only get 60 seconds.
Haven't we already had 60 seconds?
Yeah, exactly, that's my point. Well, the reason this one's called the speed round is what you're drawing. So, you guys like movies, right?
Yep.
I've asked this
Love
already.
movies.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Do you like horror movies?
Love
I
horror
dabble in them.
movies.
What about sci-fi?
Yes.
What about both?
I think I know where you're taking this.
Have you guys ever heard of what's called a xenomorph?
Okay, yep. I knew you were taking it this route. I knew it.
You guys go ahead and start.
Okay.
See, I'm sure the audience watching was like, oh, the difficulty's not that bad, not that bad. Whoa! It went crazy. Like, Alien? Xenomorph? There's a reason I'm sitting in the chair. Just, like, flopping my pen around and not actually using it on paper. It would not be good. Pencils down. Go ahead and stop. And somebody stop me, please. We're going to see who has the better xenomorph. So, Luis?
Well, I got the basic body shape, but I just couldn't get more details in.
Alright, nice. And then Luke, hit me with it.
Boom.
So you made E.T.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I sure did.
Alright, well, you guys are tied 3 versus 3, and we know what that means.
Tiebreaker.
I tell you what, I got
bad.
the perfect one. The ego round. You guys are gonna draw me. Just know that I am sensitive and I will take offense. So, but that's not enough for even Picasso couldn't capture me in all my glory. So this is all getting cut. Ready? 1, 2, 3, and go. Stop the presses before I see them. Before I even see them. Luis, on a scale of 1 to storming off, how offended am I gonna be?
I'd say a solid 4, probably. Maybe 4 to 5.
I'll take it. That's usually what I'm rated on scales of 1 to 10. Luke, on a scale of 1 to jumping out of this window, how offended do you think I'm gonna be?
You could possibly jump out the window.
All right, what do we got? Luke, hit me. You got my nose. You got my glasses, which I appreciate. Is that my hat or my hair?
That's your beanie with your hair sticking out.
Beanie with my hair. I thought that's what it was. Wow, that is good detail. And then my ears. You got my elvish ears. Well done. And then Luis, you seem frightful.
All right, I'm cringing at this on my own.
Hit me with it.
But then, okay, well, please don't hate me.
Okay.
Right here it is.
So now, see, I'm not necessarily offended. Just for like the definition, I think I have to go with Luke. I think I got to give it to him. As much as I literally can feel in my body myself hating that I'm giving this man another win.
And restrict the movement of persons in a state of enforced isolation.
Quarantine.
So we'll tune in next week to see who's competing against who and who might dethrone who. So the two of you, y'all have a good one, and audience, we'll see you in a week.
Well now, it appears we are drawing ever closer to the end of the show.
And before things decide to get sketchier here, I would suggest we go to our final segment.
True, we don't need to draw this thing out too much. That wasn't on purpose, I swear.
Let's just take a look at my city.
Two weeks ago, we checked out Swamico, Wisconsin. This week, we're taking a crack at Pulaski.
Join us on an adventure as we take you through a tour of the cities of Northeast Wisconsin in My City. Located off of State Highway 32 is Pulaski, Wisconsin. Named after the Revolutionary War General Kazimierz Pulaski, it's a small town of about 3,500 people. Today, Pulaski is known for its deep and rich Polish culture. One of the most eye-catching things in Pulaski has to be the Assumption of the Blessed Virgin Mary Parish. You'll immediately see the two high-standing towers, along with the Italian-made stained glass windows. Local Polish immigrants donated lumber and their own time to build it. In 1886, most of the parish was destroyed in a fire. They began rebuilding it in 1907, however. Upon its completion, it earned a spot in the Guinness Book of World Records for the largest rural Catholic church in the United States. This is the Chasestone Barn. It was built in 1903 when German immigrant Daniel Cross hired Wilhelm Messenkamp, a local stonemason, to build a barn for his property. Rather than use wood, they used stones left over in the fields from glaciers to construct the barn. This is one of the last fieldstone barns in the United States. It's been placed on the National Registry of Historic Places. One of the biggest events in Pulaski is the annual Pulaski Polka Days Music Festival. You can come to enjoy the local music, drinks, and the dancing. Right next to the festival grounds is the Mountain Bay State Trail, which consists of 83 miles of trails that go through Brown, Marathon, and Shawano County. This is the perfect way to get outside and get some exercise during this COVID-19 outbreak. And that's it for this episode of My City.
Hello. We're in Pulaski.
Join us in 2 weeks from now when we head to our final stop in Shawano, Wisconsin. Lucky for us, this trail happens to lead right there.
I still can't get over how empty the world looks.
Yeah, it's pretty unsettling, isn't it? But I commend the crew for going out there and getting the content that we and our audience deserve.
You got that right. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have left for today, and we'll see you guys next time on our semi-final show.
And as always, anything
goes.
goes.